The Phoenix Suns started the season 4-24, and the entire NBA was mocking the franchise. Rumours emerged that Robert Sarver, the team's owner, was considering moving the franchise to Las Vegas or Seattle. An elderly Phoenix woman named Gretta called him out. Devin Booker tweeted, "I love Phoenix," and the Suns went on a little winning streak. That little streak reminded teams and fans around the league that the Suns have talent. Between Josh Jackson, Mikal Bridges, Kelly Oubre Jr. and TJ Warren, they have young wings who have the potential to develop into a deep and devastating wing lineup. Then there is Devin Booker, the young star who has the potential to develop into one of the league's most dangerous scorers. But the player with perhaps the most potential is DeAndre Ayton. The number 1 pick in the draft and one of the most athletic prospects to enter the NBA since Joel Embiid, the hype around Ayton has seemingly been swallowed into the Luka Doncic train. Luka has been dominating for Dallas and leading them into a potential playoff berth. It is undeniable that he was underrated before the draft, simply from the fact that he slipped past the Kings into the hands of Dirk, Dallas, and Mark Cuban. For this reason, Ayton has in my mind become one of the most underrated players in the entire league, and definitely one of the most underrated rookies. This video will cover what he is doing for Phoenix now, how one simple thing would make him twice as dominant, and then take a look at his future and that of the Phoenix Suns. The first thing that stands out about Ayton is his monster size. Ayton is a clean 7 foot tall with a big frame, but one that isn't so massive that it looks like he runs with bricks tied to his feet. Instead, Ayton runs like a gazelle, gliding down the court from end to end. I remember when I first heard this expression on an old Bill Simmons podcast when he was talking about drafting Joel Embiid first. He said the way he ran reminded him of David Robinson, young Shaq, and Hakeem the Dream. Ayton is the same. He's incredibly thick, big, and strong, yet manages to get up and down the court fast enough to not be blown off the hardwood by modern NBA pace. This will be key to his success, and is what will allow him to dominate teams in the future. Most NBA teams do not have players big enough to guard Ayton in their regular rotation. These teams trot out guys who are 6'11", not as strong or as skilled as DeAndre. These teams will get absolutely feasted on by Ayton. He's almost impossible to keep off of the offensive glass, and you simply need a big body on the court to guard him. But if you put a behemoth on him to match him with strength, he will sprint down the court and get out for easy layups and dunks. And if you watch Phoenix games, you will see Ayton do this frequently. He isn't just athletic, he's fit, and he works extremely hard. He keeps on sprinting down past his man and into the paint early. The problem is that not many players on the Suns can make the over-the-top passes to him. They don't have a real point guard who is skilled in passing and setting up big men. And while Devin Booker has taken great steps in making the right passing reads, he really only excels at simple passes. Every now and then he'll hit one to Ayton over the top, but this is one of the toughest passes to nail in the league, and DeAndre is screaming out for a true point guard to join his team. When they do, he will feast on easy points in transition, as well as in other areas. The biggest problem with this lack of point guard has been getting the ball to Ayton enough. When he gets into post position, his teammates seem to miss him a lot of the time and don't get the pass in. And I couldn't count the number of times he has set a screen, dove to the rim, and has been completely open for a lob, only for his guard to throw up an errant shot and miss out on the easy points. These two areas, as well as transition points, will see Ayton's scoring increase the moment the Suns acquire a competent point guard. And the scoring will likely go up as well, as Devin Booker spends more time playing with his new freakish center. Devin has spent his entire career playing without any other dominant force on the court, let alone a great big man. So he has grown to look for his shot and fallen into a habit of pulling up for tough jumpers after screens and forcing a shot instead of the pass. Booker has gotten better this season and was slightly better towards the end of last season as well. He's becoming better and better in the pick and roll and can draw the big man up towards him for most plays. This allows him to dump the ball off to Ayton for an easy finish, or have him in a great position for the offensive rebound. And this is where Ayton has really made his mark over the winning streak and against teams without a strong big man. Against the Celtics, he absolutely feasted on the glass, grabbing 8 offensive rebounds and scoring 23 points, and also grabbing 10 defensive boards. Then, against the Wizards, he was massive with his 26 points and 17 rebounds before fouling out. His presence is being felt inside, and he is doing all of this without a real point guard. So just how does he do it? The first thing is how collected and organised his game is. Ayton never looks panicked out on the court, and he has the confidence to catch the ball, survey the court, and then make his move. When the ball is flung to him under the basket, he will frequently up fake, see his defender go flying, then pivot and score with an easy layup or dunk. Or if he has the right amount of space, he just rises up and slams it home before help can get there. All of these things require skill, but it is a confidence to execute and back his skill down there that makes a huge difference. This organisation extends to his post-up game. Ayton doesn't just catch the ball and immediately pivot. He catches it and surveys the court. Is the other team going to double? How deep is he positioned? Is his defender too small? Once he knows the answer to these questions, it is time to make a decision and go to work. And again, he backs himself. He attempts and makes tough passes when the double team is sent, and as a result he creates layups and threes for his teammates. And then when he does go to work to score for himself, he knows exactly how to make use of his size and speed to score. If Ayton has caught the ball low, he'll either make a quick move for a hook or back his opponent down to get as close to the basket as possible. Both these strategies will allow him to get close to the basket and make use of his excellent touch around the hoop with both hands. It also means that if the shot rims out, he can jump back up quickly to get the rebound and put back. When DeAndre catches the ball at the mid-post and elbow areas, he'll usually face up and use the threat of his mid-range jumper to draw his defender up to him. Once they are forced to come up, Ayton will use his speed for his size and drive past them and into the rim. And when he makes his move, again, he is organised. He knows what he wants to achieve before he does it. Frequently, he will take 2 steps and then spin into the paint, or stop on a dime, up fake, and go under his helpless defender. Like his speed and running ability, this poise for a 20-year-old big man is amazing, and it will continue to get better as the season and years go by. In 3 years, I can see him being the center of an offense that makes great use of size in pick and rolls and post-ups. He'll be drawing double teams easily, and the Suns can surround him with shooters. As mentioned, Ayton is a willing passer, and the ball would zip to these shooters once he has learned to deal with hard doubles and traps. I envisage a team similar to the Shaq Lakers, the Hakeem Rockets, and the Orlando Magic Dwight teams. They all made use of a generational big man talent, one who would stop second chance points, play defense, and dominate teams down low. Ayton's defense is a work in progress. He is way better than a lot of people thought he was based off a reputation created in college. But it is becoming clear that this reputation wasn't deserved, but perhaps fictional. Ayton tries really hard on defense and rarely takes a possession off. His long arms allow him to make strong plays for steals and blocks, but more importantly it allows him to protect the rim. Ayton is fantastic at coming over and going vertical on driving players, making it impossible to see the rim and almost impossible to score. Where DeAndre does need to improve his defense is when guarding the pick and roll. He sometimes gets caught in bad positions when he is meant to trap the guard, and this can allow the big man to get too close to the rim for easy scores. He also struggles with guarding NBA guards when he's switched onto them on the perimeter. I think all of this will improve in time. The NBA runs way more pick and roll than in college, and Ayton will adjust and learn from his mistakes. He also really struggles when playing with guys like Crawford and Booker, who aren't the best at guarding pick and rolls or coming over to help on the roll. Booker's defense is slowly improving, and Crawford will be gone at the end of the year, and this should allow the Suns to field stronger defensive lineups, something that will help Ayton massively on this end. If you can make it tougher for wings and guards on the perimeter, it makes it far easier for big men to have an impact in the paint. Look at the Rockets, for example. Last year in the playoffs, their perimeter defense was amazing, with Ariza, CP3, Mabara Mute, and PJ Tucker all getting out there and harassing players. This allowed Clint Capella to dominate inside and focus on protecting the rim. This season, their perimeter defense hasn't been anywhere near as strong, and Capella has had to help far earlier and far more often, leaving them susceptible to second chance rebounds and easier layups. And the good news for Suns fans is their wings all have great defensive potential. Mikal Bridges is actually one of the better young players at guarding the ball handler and pick and roll, and just one of the better wing defenders in the league. If you can learn to guard point guards effectively, it could allow the Suns to run Booker as their lead guard, without having to have him expend huge amounts of energy guarding opposing point guards. Then Josh Jackson and Kelly Oubre Jr. both project as fantastic wing defenders who can use their length and athleticism to guard both inside and out. And TJ Warren falls into the same category while already being a fantastic offensive threat. Before this season, I had TJ projected as a great future six man for this team, but now he's scoring 18.5 points a game and is shooting 44.4% from 3 after shooting less than 30% in previous seasons. This leap has been huge, and he is now a fantastic offensive weapons for the Suns. If one of Bridges, Jackson or Oubre develop into an offensive talent, then the Suns will have two great two-way wings to place alongside Ayton and Booker. And then all that is required is depth and a point guard for them to potentially become a strong playoff team. But it will be Booker and Ayton who will determine how far this team goes. If Booker is serious about winning rings, he will have to focus on the defensive side of the court. His offensive game has shades of Kobe in it, and he would do well to go and watch tape of how hard the Mamba worked on the defensive side of the ball. This will become possible when Jackson, Oubre and Bridges make a leap, as it will allow Devin more energy to focus on defense. For Ayton, the sky is really the limit, and if Phoenix is going to win a ring in the next 5 years, it will be because he has become a two-way star that he can. He and Joel Embiid are the freak centers of their conferences, and nobody can truly match up with them over the course of a playoff series. And while Luka Doncic and the rest of the rookie class are fantastic, don't sleep on the old school big man, because you can't teach height. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And let me know in the comments what you think of Ayton and the Suns.